My ex-girlfriend then left me, so I was so I was so depressed. I was so depressed. I was sad. I was thinking about giving up on life. So I have a mentor. He's a Korean.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Sharika. My name is Sharika Swaby, also known as the Mind Reset Strategist. I am a life coach, a mentor, public speaker, the author of An Introduction to Freedom, and of course, the host of this show. Today, I have with me Babafemi Babatunde, who is the operator of the Yellow House Library in the Opolo district somewhere in Nigeria. He's going to tell us where exactly that is. Babafemi, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. It's really an honor and opportunity to be with you tonight and to share my voice and to share the activities and what I've been doing here in Nigeria and the rest of the world. So actually, I can't wait to get started and share it all with everybody. Thank you.
Okay, so you are very welcome. And the first thing I want to ask you is to voice your complete name for us. What's your full name?
Yeah, I don't know if you will be able to pronounce it, but it's of Babatunde, Babafemi, Babawale. Actually, the name signifies my surname means yeah, when my late father dies, he was born. When my grandfather died, my father was born, and then same thing about me. When my late father died, I was also born coincidentally same month. So my name signifies like dead person coming back. It's very funny name actually.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. And what is the complete address for the location of your library?
It's in they call the place Opolo, Bayelsa in Yenagoa. Opolo Yenagoa Bayelsa in Nigeria actually. Opolo Yenagoa Bayelsa Nigeria.
Okay. So Opolo, Yenagoa, Bayesla, or Bayelsa, Nigeria. Okay. All right. Let's get started. But the first thing I want to ask you is ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself. So, as in, where were you born? How were you growing up? Were you wealthy? Were you not so wealthy? What was it like growing up as a child for you?
Okay. So actually, I was born in the western part of Nigeria. Um, my mom came from a different tribe, not same tribe with my dad. So we moved. I was born in they call the place Kora State in Nigeria actually, but my father was originally from Osun State. So he's a principal. He runs a school. He's a principal of a secondary school here in Nigeria. So I started living with my mom first because I came from a polygamous family. So I spent my youth days with my mom till when I was 16. I have to move and live with my dad to continue my education with him. So from there, I started to learn because he's an educationist, he's a principal around the school. So he instilled that 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 stuff in me about books because he had a lot of books actually. So from there, I started to learn the importance and the impact the literary work can bring and the changes that reading can actually bring to one's life. So from that moment, I thought, okay, this is something I can actually grow on to become. So I've been nursing the idea of running a library for long. So it's part of my childhood. So growing up in that area um was actually not healthy, was actually chaotic because polygamous family in Africa is very crazy. There are a lot of challenges you have to beat in the sense that the first wife children you have to become more better than them. So there are a lot of challenges growing up from a polygamous family from my own part. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I
So,
hope you get me.
So if I'm not, if I heard you clearly, you said that growing up in being in a polygamous family, there's competition between the different kids. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, yeah, actually, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Did you go to college?
Yeah, actually, yeah. They call it polytechnic. Yeah, maybe it's equivalent to college in your country. They call it polytechnic. I have a national diploma in computer engineering. Before I
Okay.
dropped out after I lost my dad, so I have to drop out because it wasn't easy going to school and doing stuff again. So I have to drop out and start working on the streets. Yeah.
Okay. So, what happened after you dropped out of college? Did you go back to finish? What happened?
Actually, I dropped out from college in 2016.
Mhm.
Not like I dropped out. I already graduated having my national diploma certificate, but to continue going to school was very difficult. So I ventured on the streets, started working, started running stuff for myself to earn a living to support my mom and my siblings. So I didn't go back to school. But recently I started I gained admission recently, thanks to running the library from people around the world supporting me. I got another admission to a school which I'm currently going to right now.
Okay. Okay. So, at what age did you learn to read?
I think I learned to read when I was young because I was exposed to education at my early age. Maybe let's say maybe when I was 10 or 11, I think maybe 10 or
Okay.
11.
Is that the average age that kids learn to read, or they usually learn to read earlier than that?
Actually, it depends on the family you come from in Nigeria today. To go to school, you have to come from a wealthy family. Because part of why I started a library was because growing up, I see a lot of less privileged kids around me that they can't actually afford or go to school. So there is no an average age for learning in Nigeria. It depends on how wealthy you are to send your children to the better school.
Mm, okay. So what made you so interested though in wanting to basically build a library? What triggered that?
Actually, like I said earlier, I love reading, and but then what basically pushed me to start a library was when I came here, I saw that there are a lot of out of school students, a lot of out of school students here, a lot of students who can't go to school because they don't have the money, they don't have the books, they don't have that structure, they don't have that amenities. So I felt okay, I have access to my dad books, a lot of it. Why can't I just use it to push to why can't I just give it to them and push them, even that push they needed to go to school. So I
Okay.
started it off. Yeah, that's what actually pushed me. When I see a lot of students, a lot of things, a lot of children out of school, I actually can't see or bear them when I have the required tools to give to them to continue their education or something. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's so at what point did you okay, so initially you started out lending your father's books to children, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so at what point did it occur to you that you could start a library service? When did that
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah, okay. I made a mistake. I forgot to say something earlier. The library actually it has been my plan when I was young. Not like my plan, but I love reading.
Mhm.
So something actually happened that brought the dream to life. Um, I was in Lagos, because I told you when I left school I was on the streets. So I was in Lagos.
Mhm.
My ex-girlfriend then left me. So I was so I was so depressed. I was so depressed. I was sad. I was thinking about giving up on life. So I have a mentor. He's a Korean American. His name is Chinua Choi. So we were talking, we get talking. I told him about what I'm experiencing in life, and he asked me, "What do you want to do?" He would love to support anything I want to do. So I told him, "Okay, I have books that I actually told him I want to sell the books. I can't lie to you. I told him I wanted the book, so we started talking, and he told me what my dreams like. So I explained to him, this is and this are what I want to do. I want to run a library. I want to do this and that. So he started supporting me. He gave me the needed push to venture into it. Because Nigeria today, if you are not given that needed push, you might not become or you might not achieve your dream. So I think Chinua Choi play an important role in whatever the library become today.
I see. That's beautiful. And that's what can be born of a broken heart.
Yeah.
Where did the name the Yellow House come from?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, the Yellow House comes from the name of Chinua Choi books. He have a collection of poetry called The Yellow House. We were deliberating about the name you can give the Yellow House Library. We were deliberating on the name that would bring hope to people. So I was one that suggested that, okay, I've read your chapbook, and your chapbook is a personal collection of your experience in life. And it is all what Yellow House is going to be all about. Personal collection of people from work or life, their experience. Let's give them life. So let us name this library after your books. It was something I actually don't want to accept it initially. So along the line, say, okay. You know, America sends, okay, let's do it. And one. I said, okay. So we gave it the Yellow House.
That's really amazing, Babafemi. Are there any are there any kids that come to your library that don't already know how to read, for example, so that they haven't been exposed to education? Do you have kids that come to your library like that?
Yeah, I have a lot of kids that actually come to my library. Let me start it this way. When I first started, I used to visit schools. I will ask the school proprietors, the principals, to ask them, okay, who are the most less privileged in your classes who doesn't have books? They bring them up to me. From there, they started bringing their friends from the poor of the poorest background. So from there, I started meeting. I didn't start off with just going. From there, I started meeting a lot of things who doesn't know how to write blah. And it's becoming more overwhelming for me in the sense that they are getting more plenty every day. A lot of people from poor homes who doesn't have money to send their children to schools, they send them to my library every Saturday doing the open reading. I run an open reading on Clubhouse to expose them to social media, to expose them to the unending opportunities that comes with reading. So I have a lot of them who doesn't know how to read. A lot of them, more than 20.
That's truly amazing. From time to time, I would see you make postings of kids from your library that are writing stories and poems. Are you the person who teach them how to do this?
Yes, and I can say yes, I can say yes, I can say no. But actually, when it started, I not employed, there was someone that actually loved what I'm doing on Facebook. He's a writer. So he also visits every Saturday. Together we teach them how to write poems and short stories. It is not just me. I have
Yes.
someone that comes once in a while on Saturdays to check and support too.
Right. That's really amazing. I'm glad you're getting support. I mean, you're doing something really amazing and obviously something that's really needed. Have you seen, have you been able to visibly see, have you been able to visibly see the impact that you're making in the community?
Yes, the impact is actually, let me be honest, it's actually limited to some areas right now, to just my area, in the sense
Mhm.
that our locations here, there is a riverine area where to visit some places you have to use boats, you have to use canoe to visit some places. So
Okay.
I'm just limited to the capital of the state. I mean, they call it Yenagoa.
Okay.
So I've been to like 12, 15 schools, and I could see the change. because sometimes every Saturday their parents will call me. Are they not coming today? Are they not coming today? I said, okay, they are coming. They should come. They should come. So I will see they are eager to learn, and their parents too, they feel this comfortability sending them over to me because they know at the end of the day there is something they are gaining, they have experience. I could see maybe they are changing in the house because aside learning, I try to impart them on life, try to share my stories with them to impart them. I think they are changing. I'm actually sure about that. They are changing now, imparting their lives and their knowledge. I am.
That's really amazing. Would you be able to share a poem or a short story from one of your students? And if you could slow it down so that we could hear it clearly, please, that would be great. I am hearing you. Did you hear me?
Actually, I'm trying to minimize so I could actually read.
Actually, if you minimize, we're not gonna be able to hear you.
Okay.
Oh, you don't have
Can
any on hand?
I have offhand, but I don't know if people like to read offhand poems.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
okay. No problem. I do see what you produce from time to time. I just wanted to give you the opportunity to share that with
yeah.
us.
Actually, let me quickly chip this in.
Sorry?
Can you hear me? Let me quickly say this. This is what I do for them every Saturday after writing. I submit their poems to journals across the world. Maybe we get accepted, maybe they will get paid for their talent. So recently, an American-based magazine called Cultural Daily accepted to publish them. Although it's a non-paying magazine, but they published four of the Yellow Library things. They published their poem on their magazine.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. And were
Yes.
these kids readers before they came to you, or they started from scratch?
Can you come again, please?
No, I was asking you when these kids whose poems have been submitted, were they readers before they came to you, or they started reading when they came to you?
So yeah, actually every Saturday, like I said earlier, I gave them poems to read for them to derive muse. So after that, I will ask them to write something from what they think. They should invent something of their own. So they read and write with me. Some take it home, some read and bring it on Saturday. So it's just something that happens randomly, not just in the library. They go to the house and write to and bring it.
Okay, understand. What are you hoping? What is the big goal for the House Library? What do you want it to become eventually?
Actually, I wanted it to spread across the country because Nigeria today, education in Nigeria is dying, is decaying. If there is an opportunity, an avenue like the Yellow House Library, I know a lot of people will want to go to school. So I want the library to be around in every corner, every trenches, every street, every ghetto of Nigeria. I want the library to be there because the library intention was made for the poor. You understand? As a poor man too, I need to give back. You don't have to have money before you give back to people. You understand? So the purpose of the library is giving back to, let's say, the less privileged, giving back to the less privileged same time. So I want it to become an anthem for the streets, an anthem for people from the trenches, for them to have access to books. I want it to be in every part of the world, every part of the world. I want the library to be there. Yeah.
That's amazing, Babafemi. And I believe that you can make your dream a reality. And the idea of exposing kids that would have otherwise not had the opportunity to learn to read That's truly amazing. That's very good work you're doing, and I'm sure that your children, the children, and the other people that you work with love what you're doing, and you have their support. That's really amazing. So we're gonna wrap up in a few, but I wanted to ask you, you are in a service business. You are serving kids and young adults, right? And
Yes.
at the if you were to come to the end of your life and you were able to go to your own funeral, what would you want to hear some of those kids say about you?
Actually, wow, what a tricky question. Let me say this. When my father died, he actually said something similar to this. That when he dies, he want people to talk about his blueprints. Like this is what this
Great.
man did for me. Yeah. So I just want maybe where when I died, I want them to just appreciate me for what I've been doing for them, and I want them to emulate me. Like I want to become someone like Babafemi, because I don't want this thing to die with me when I'm gone. Sometimes when people die, dreams die with them. When people die, a lot of things die with people. I want people to continue from where I stop. I want people to emulate me. Like I want to become like this. I want to do this thing too. Yeah, that's what I want to say. I want them to see at my funeral.
I really, really, really love that. Um, if anyone is watching this and they would, oh, there's a question that I wanted to ask you. Where initially you started out with books from your father's house, right? Where do
Yes.
you get books from now? Do you purchase them? Do you get the donations? How do you come by the books that you use in your library?
Okay. I get donations from people and friends. Then recently, last year, there's someone on Facebook. Her name is Marie Kapao. She's in Hawaii. She saw what I'm doing, so she decided to raise some money for me. She raised $1,000 for me to get more books.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And then there's another woman called Teka Lack. She's American, African American. She used to support me every month with about $150, 150. Actually, I have a tattoo of her name on my body. Just say I appreciate you. Yes, I write a lot of tattoos on my body. I have tattoo of kids in the library that impressed me. I just want people to know I appreciate them. So I see books from people. I see donations from people. Yeah. I'm
That's
actually put
amazing.
your name on my body too to say I appreciate you.
Um, um, when we met on Clubhouse, I believe you were still constructing the building for the Yellow House Library. How is that going?
Yes, when we on Clubhouse, I just started constructing the building, but what I realized about this life is when you are trying to become somebody great, there will be challenges and obstacles. How you
Absolutely.
skate through, how you skate through is what defines who you are at the end of the day. So when I started building the library, let me tell you this, I don't used to say it to people. They destroyed it. Someone just came and said he doesn't want this structure here. It needed to be removed. I'm almost done building though, so they removed it. So
Are
I
you
didn't let
saying
that
that
get to me.
you built the library and someone tore it down?
Yes, I have to build another one. I build another one.
Oh my goodness. And these are the very
Yeah.
people who you are trying to help.
Yes, you're right about that. I often don't say this to people because they'll feel, what are you gaining for this? One day I went to a school to give them books. So the school principal said, I'm not gonna take your book. Everything free is from the devil.
What did
They
she's not gonna take your book and what?
say he's not gonna take my books because everything free is from the devil. That I can't tell her the books are free. something is attached to it. So I think when people see you doing something different from people, they get to challenge you, get jealous. I think jealousy overcome their thinking. They remove it. So I didn't let that get to me, but I get myself up. I just tell myself, hey, let me get another one. So I built another library through the support of people actually, but then it don't break me.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you didn't give up because now you're producing amazing things. So where is the library now? I assume you rebuilt?
I come again, the network is breaking.
No, I was saying, where are you with the building now? Did you start rebuilding?
I'm done. I'm done building. Yeah, I'm done building. We read every Saturday.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So when
I actually
go ahead.
So I put because when I started, I thought maybe the night the children want to do assignments from schools, and electricity is not certain here. So I install solar electricity for students to come over and read in the night if they want to read.
Right. So I
Yeah.
know you're finished with the new building. It's completely done.
Yes.
That's amazing, Babafemi. You are doing really great, amazing stuff, and I'm watching you, and I'm sure I'm gonna see your kids somewhere in the world internationally sharing their stories
Amen.
and their poems and so on.
Amen.
That's my hope. That's my dream for you. And I
Thank
hope
you.
that you do get to see your library in all corners of North Nigeria, because I didn't know that. I thought everybody got to go to school in Nigeria. I didn't know that it was a class thing or it was people who have money only. I thought everybody could go to school.
Actually, let me quickly say this. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
See, aside who doesn't got money only, there is a region here, the northern part. Most they don't actually believe in education. They believe in Islamic education in the sense that do you hear about anything Boko Haram before?
I'm sorry, repeat?
Do you hear anything called Boko Haram in Nigeria before, terrorist group?
Right, yes, I've heard about them.
Yeah, so it originated from there. It means Western education is illegal.
They said Western education is for Lagos?
It's illegal for people.
Illegal.
Yeah, for people in the northern part. So they don't actually believe in education. Most northern parts they don't believe in it. So aside the money stuff, there are some parts in Nigeria that they don't believe in education. Nigeria is a very ambiguous country, a diverse country. Like
So
where I am at,
how do those people survive? Do they do farming? What is their lifestyle like?
actually they are nomad. They rear cattle. They sell. That is where most of Nigeria food are coming from. That region, they are farmers. They sell half of Nigerian food. I think, yeah.
Okay. But occasionally people do come out of that environment and get educated, isn't that so?
Yeah. It's very difficult at times for people.
I see. Well, Babafemi, continue to do what you do. You're doing amazing stuff. What keeps you motivated?
I think seeing people seeing people eager to learn actually motivated me a lot. So when I first started, it was difficult getting them. But then I think before I built the library, I used to use a pub for students every Saturday. They will come over, we start reading. So I pay them to read. I serve them food. Yeah, I have the pictures on my Instagram. I serve them food. So when they read, they want to come back the next day. So from there, they started loving it. So I think their eagerness to learn motivate me a lot. When I see kids want to learn, it motivate me. Like, wow, I didn't have this opportunity like that. Let me give it to you. Yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, again, you're doing amazing stuff. I am super excited for you and the work that you're doing. And if you're watching this and you would like to support the Yellow House Library, then you can check Babafemi out on Instagram at Femi of the Yellow House, and that's FEMIOF Yellow House, and that's on Instagram. You can send them a message in the DMs if you want to contribute, or if you just want to leave a word of encouragement. So he also takes book donations, actual books. So if you have some books lying around and you want to donate them to someone or to a good cause, then the Yellow House Library is definitely a good cause. So if you want to check them out, do that. And if you ever visit, come back and send me a message and let me know how your trip was. Now, Babafemi, it was an absolute pleasure to have you here. I love what you're doing. It's truly, truly amazing, and I wish you all the best with your kids and your journey and your mission. And I wish you get all the help. Well, I know you'll get all the help that you need in order to make it a success. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. If you're not following me yet, I would love your support. I'm here every Thursday with somebody else sharing their stories, but it's always a edifying story. It's always a victory story. It's always a story that will help you see the world from a different perspective. So follow me here so that you can see when I'm on next Thursday. And don't forget to pick up a copy of my book. It's called An Introduction to Freedom.
Freedom. Yeah, I know.
And it's a personal development, mental health and well-being book. And it's designed to help you get unstuck if it's a case where you are stuck. And if you want to get started on your personal development journey and you feel like you need some help, well, we usually need help. Then there's a link in my bio. You can click on that for a free 15-minute session where I will get you started on your journey or something of the sort. But until next week, I am Sharika Swaby, and before I go, I just want to leave this with you. Remember that what you believe, you perceive, and what you perceive, you experience. So choose your belief, and you automatically choose your experience. Until next week, have yourself a pleasant rest of week, and happy Thursday to you. Goodbye.